These days, great video games are often indistinguishable from the very best of film and TV, boasting engaging stories and stellar central performances from its leads. Shout out to my boy Yuri Lowenthal in Spider-Man. You deserved all the awards. Sorry. Anyway, back in the early days of gaming, the industry seemed to have a hard time when it came to recording high-quality voice acting.
My ship sails in the morning. I wonder what's for dinner.
I'm not entirely sure why, but for far too long, video game voice acting was bad. Like, really bad. Like, A-level media student getting your mate to star in your short horror film levels of bad.
I guess those three were no match for you. Let me be your opponent now.
We could sit and theorise exactly why that was the case till the cows come home, or we could just look and laugh at some of the worst examples. So we'll do that instead. Before we begin with this list, make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe to UNILAD Gaming for more videos like this one. Resident Evil. The first couple of Resident Evil games are treasure troves of horrendous voice acting, but the first game in the series absolutely takes the crown here.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to do some research?
Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Everyone involved sound like complete strangers Capcom pulled off the street and bundled into the back of a van before forcing a gun to each of their heads to read out the lines for the very first time.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
There is serum. Oh no, I should have brought some with me.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Oblivion.
Golly, you're the best. I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on. Let's go.
The Elder Scrolls series isn't exactly known for its impeccable voice acting.
What's going on with you?
I ran into a couple of mud crabs not long ago. Annoying creatures.
Even in Skyrim, a good number of characters sound more like over-enthusiastic LARPers on a day out than actual believable people from a fantasy realm.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Oh no, this is so wrong.
We have to give this one to Oblivion though, not least because Bethesda, in a move that hindsight lets us dub as a truly Bethesda move, actually shipped the game with a ton of voice acting mistakes and slip-ups left in.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again.
Oops. GTA London, 1969. Grand Theft Auto spin-off, London 1969, is a brilliant game, combining that masterful top-down GTA gameplay of old with a brand new setting in the form of England's capital city. It's aged surprisingly well in every area except for its voice acting, in which it's a hilarious misstep that represents a far cry from the likes of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Listen right, we're looking for a lad who can do his stuff. I've heard you're a bit tasty, no messing around or you get a slap. Remember, I'm the monkey and you're the cheese grater.
The characters sound less like terrifying London gangsters who'd happily murder you for looking at them wrong, and more like Rodney from Only Fools and Horses doing a series of funny voices.
In a few years I'll be taking over the whole bread basket, and if you got that special something, you can too. Now stop loafing around and get to work.
By hookers and by crooks, you've proved you ain't bad. Yeah, ain't bad at all, sunshine, know what I mean?
FIFA 17. We move very briefly onto a modern video game. Now there's nothing wrong with the acting in the vast majority of FIFA 17, especially in the surprisingly robust The Journey, which features some strong performances throughout. We're awarding this spot specifically to England captain Harry Kane, whose brief cameo in The Journey sounds less like Harry Kane and more like Sir Michael Caine attempting to gargle a cup of warm marbles.
Buzzing to be here, it's a special day for me.
Hi, you alright, Alex? Yeah, I see your debut, you done well.
Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon.
You know Link? Sure, he gave me his canteen for a kiss.
If you haven't heard of this Zelda game before, there's a good reason for that. Nintendo would rather pretend it never existed. One of 3 god-awful Zelda titles released for the doomed Philips CDI, Wand of Gamelon looks and sounds like what you might have a fever dream about after being forced to watch that old Zelda cartoon for 2 days straight. If nothing else, it showed us once and for all that there's a damn good reason Link doesn't talk in his games.
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos!
Aren't you a mite puny to go up against Ganon? I'll do all right. That's the spirit!
SpiderMan Web of Shadows. While Yuri Lowenthal effortlessly became the greatest video game Spider-Man, and arguably one of the best Spider-Men of all time, we've still had some genuinely great versions of the Wallcrawler in previous Spidey games. Neil Patrick Harris, Josh Keaton, and Tobey Maguire have all lent their voice to the iconic webbed hero in video games past, but SpiderMan Web of Shadows presents us with an interesting version of Spidey. I say interesting, I mean bad. This Spider-Man sounds less like a lovable wisecracker and more like Sonic the Hedgehog pleading for his life, panicky and kind of pathetic.
Now where is Cage and his search party? Where is MJ?
Excuse me?
MJ, I'm so worried.
Parker.
Venom.
Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8 was the first game to introduce voice acting to the series, and it handled this with all the class of a hurried poo in a service station toilet.
Hey, Zach! Why must I fight you? We are not enemies!
Shut up!
Dr. Light is far and away the worst offender here. The man is supposed to be a genius, the brains behind Mega Man himself. Unfortunately, here he seems to have been voiced by someone's granddad after a scotch and a nap.
You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question. We may be able to locate another energy emission from the radar room. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wily.
Last Alert. Oh god, the voice acting in Last Alert is so bad. It's really bad, guys. It's really, really, really bad. It's so bad I'm too distracted by how bad it is to try and come up with something funny or clever to say about how bad it is. Instead, I'll let this one speak for itself. In our first list, within a list, enjoy 5 awful lines from Last Alert.
Guy, the stealth bomber is in the back of this factory!
This river's gonna turn red with your blood!
How interesting. But it's going to be your blood, not mine.
Hee hee! Guy, I'm gonna destroy you!
Uh-oh. I see there's a welcoming committee out for me.
I'll burn you to death with these flames. How do you want it done, rare or medium?
Sorry, I don't like roast pork.
The Town with No Name. I don't even know where to start with this. The Town with No Name is an old Amiga CD TV game set in the Old West that you'd honestly assume was a low-budget YouTube parody series if you didn't know better. The voice work is so bad it crosses into genius, and is especially impressive given that not one of the characters actually sounds like they're from the Old West.
Dang, that's torn it. Caramba, that really hurt. Oh, I've got a follower now, so bye.
My personal favourites are the barman with a deliriously unconvincing Irish accent.
There are a great many people, stranger, but most of them are dead.
And the main character who sounds less like a grizzled cowboy and more like Top Cat.
Give me a drink, bartender. This sure is a quiet town. Not many people.
Those are our top picks for the worst voice acting in video games. Hopefully you agree with us, but if not, please feel free to tell us how wrong we are in the comments. And be sure to subscribe to UNILAD Gaming on YouTube for more great gaming content and hit the bell for notifications.